woke up, had a shower, went straight to the gun store and picked this up after my PTA had arrived. And this is the CZ, or for all the Australians who don't like me saying CZ, CZ457. I think it's called the American, I'm not sure. It's got a 24-inch barrel, 24-inch sporter barrel, which is probably a little bit heavier than sporter barrel. It's about the same weight as a normal centerfire. That's what it appears to be anyway. Sorry, burping, having a beer. I just made the lawn and it started to rain, and then my my 13-year-old mower, which I've replaced a shitload of parts on, decided that it wanted to give up the ghost. Probably, I think it was getting actually water into the mixture. That's my suspicion, because it is still pissing down with rain. It absolutely bucketed last night, and then I came back here and it wasn't raining, and I started mowing and I got the front nature strip done, and then started to do the front yard and got a third of the way through the front yard, and it just kept, So when I come back, I've got to go to work tomorrow for about 9 days. So when I come back, hopefully all the rain will be gone and the mower will be all right, because the motor on that thing just goes forever. I've changed the handle, the push handle. I've changed the throttle cable. I've changed a wheel bearing. What else have I changed on it? But that motor just goes forever, and I'm pretty sure it's a 190cc. I'm pretty sure it's made in China, but it just doesn't give up the ghost. But it stopped operating, so yeah. Couldn't get all the mowing done, which I was sort of, went, oh, yeah, alright, no worries. Not too big a deal. Anyway, let's get on with this thing. I'll just have another drink. Sorry, I'm drinking Hollandia, which is just cheap Dutch export beer, but it's very nice. Another big day again. I'll just be back in a sec. I just want to remove this scope, so I'll just be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. So I'll take this scope off. Sorry about being out of picture or whatever. Bear with me, because this is not. I sort of just quickly. This is the scope that I took with me. I picked the gun up and I went straight to the range. I had a couple of batches of, actually I bought some Winchester ammo yesterday, and I still had some from an old batch of the same ammo, but I bought and some CCI, and I bought 2 others. So went to the gun shop, picked the gun up, went straight to the range and had a test fire, see how she went. Now, I'm not going to do an extensive review of this, even though I haven't seen many reviews of this gun. I've seen a lot of reviews of the CZ457 MTR, the Target model, the Varmint models and all that, but I really haven't seen any reviews of this at all. So there's nothing new. The new 457 bolt is different. Dual extractors. The firing pin is quite large, and I'll go into detail that in the next video. Magazine, so this is a 17 HMR magazine, same old magazines, nothing's changed, piece of plastic, rubbish. Now, the one thing that I really like about the 457 is that it's got a proper bottom metal. It's not just a stamped piece of crappy sheet steel, it's got a proper bottom metal. I've got in the next video, because I've got a 455, I will take that apart and then take this apart and compare the two, see where the differences and similarities are. Hopefully they're very similar, because I have got an alloy magwell that, if that's okay, I'll put it in this one. I've got it in the 455. Now, it's got your typical dovetail, rim-fired dovetail. There is no, it's not drilled and tapped. So if, for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, so many people say, oh, I don't like that dovetail, I don't like mounting on that dovetail, blah, 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 blah. I don't know why I've never had a problem with dovetails on rimfires. They're fine. You know, there's virtually, yes, the recoil does exist, but it's almost non-existent. It's so negligible that, yeah. The other thing I like about the 457 is that the buttstock is not a tiny little kiddie's buttstock. It's still not huge, but that's a hell of a lot better than most rimfire rifles. The checkering is really, really superb. Like, I mean, it's always, I'm assuming that it's laser cut, but it is exceptional actually. It is really, really nice fleur-de-lis designs. The wood, I don't know if you can see that or not, but the wood has got a really, not so much in the buttstock, but in the forearm, there's a heap of that tiger stripe happening. So the wood is really, really nice walnut, no doubt about that. I can, you know, I'm at the point where I can recognise walnut, proper walnut, and that does look like really nice proper walnut. 2 reasons why I got it. The first reason is it's got a 24-inch barrel. The second reason is that the 455 barrels are swappable with the 457. That's very nice of CZ, that they didn't go the route of, say, you know, scumbag companies like Apple, who just, they change everything, so you got to buy all new shit off them, real thieves. So, and I don't deal with Apple at all. I don't have any Apple products, even though, you know, some of their products are excellent. They're just packed scumbags. Everybody is, but yeah, they are in particular. The other difference with the 457 is that you've got a proper bolt release, so that you've got a completely different trigger style. The old 455s still had the Model 2 Burno, the Model 1, Model 2 Burno, the 452, the 4CZ, the 453, 455, all had that same, I call it the Mauser style trigger, a very, very basic setup, which I didn't actually have a problem with. But they've gone a little bit technical. Oh yeah, the other difference is the safety. You flick it forward to flick the safety off, which is a la what the American people like. So they've obviously catered to their #1 market. So what I'll do is I'll just take this out of the stock. It's got a 2-piece bottom metal. The actual trigger guard and the bottom metal are actually 2 separate pieces. Not sure what the thinking behind that is, but, and also, yeah, the screws are still 2 different lengths. The front screw is shorter, so the trigger guard and the bottom metal actually just slot into each other like that. Don't ask me what the thinking behind that is. I don't know why they couldn't make that one piece. Yeah. Haven't seen anyone say anything as to regards why they did that. I've not seen any reasoning behind that. Make sure that screw stays there. Now, pull this out of the stock. The stock, okay. So they've actually got, unbelievable. That looks like a recoil lug. So there's a recess there, and does that come out on its own, or do you have to? Yeah. So they've got a recoil lug, a la Tika. They've got that sort of setup, but at the front. But this is at the rear. This stock is different. Yeah, it is different. It looks different to the 455, but until I actually have the two next to each other, I won't be able to tell you. Hopefully they are the same. Yeah, the finish. One thing that they've done with this 457 that I noticed is that the finish is actually inside the barrel channel and the action cutout. So they've actually put finish in there. I'm pretty sure with that 455 of mine, yeah, you just got bare wood there. Sorry, have another drink. So this video is just a sort of a quick one. Hopefully that lens is not fogging up. That's what I'm afraid of. That's why I'm sort of in a bit of a hurry, because the humidity is through the roof. Even though it's only about 25, 26, probably about 26 degrees, I'm sweating like, yeah, because the humidity is literally through the roof. Now, probably that magwell looks exactly the same as the 455 magwell. Everything is exactly the same except, well, the bolt is different, and the trigger group is very different. It is adjustable. This trigger is, I found it was pretty heavy. I would say, at a guess, I'm not going to get the scales because yeah, I'm going to replace the spring anyway. So I would say that is, that's about 4 pounds. I reckon that's about 4 pounds. So yeah, that's 3.5, 4 pounds. It's probably about 4 pounds. Don't like it. Like, it's nice they've actually gone with, you know what, I like simplicity. There was nothing, to me personally, there was nothing wrong with that 455 spring. I know that people who are serious target shooters, they like, you know, like literally a few ounce hair triggers, but I reckon anything below about 12 ounces, because on that T-bolt that I'm actually selling, on that T-bolt, that was 12 ounce trigger, jarred trigger, and I can't see why you would need anything lighter than that, like really. So this, like I said, this magwell looks good, but the trigger group is completely different now. And as with all things, this is a CZ457 High Velocity Hunting Australia trigger spring. So this, I'm not sure what they reckon this lightens it to. I can't remember. But it looks like, you know what it's such a tiny spring, it looks like half a ballpoint pen spring. That's what it looks like. So that is going to be going into that trigger group to make it lighter. I'll try and lighten it as far as, what I'll do is I'll put that spring in, see how light it is, and then try and adjust it from there, rather than adjusting all the way down and putting the spring in, then whatever. That shouldn't be a problem, because now the bolt removal does not involve the sear at all. Whereas with the every model up to the 455, the sear was the bolt stop. So you had to pull the trigger to release the bolt. With this design, the 457 design, they've revamped it, and it actually has that is the bolt stop. That's a rocker. So now, all right, that's all well and good. That's all swanky. I'll put this back in here. Yep, and all the slots in. Bottom metal goes in. Goes on. Come on. Down there. Yep. Yep. Fits. That's at the front. That's at the rear. They're still utilising Torx T25 Torx screws. It doesn't really matter if I do this up tight, because it's going to be coming apart later anyway when I put that spring in. I'm not going to muck around with it until I get back. Now, I was using the Walters, the 6 to 24 Walters, which was alright, but I want to get the, I want to get the Delta on here, the 30 power Delta, because that has got a tiny little centre dot that you can really do the business with. Magazine worked fine. I'll tell you what happened first up. I get there, I load up, because I had so much of this, where is it? I had an old batch of the Winchester Varmint HV, 17 grain, 25-50 feet per second. Now this old batch, so I had about 30 rounds, about 20 rounds of that, 25 rounds of that, and I thought, I'll use that up, or 20 rounds, I'll use that up. So I loaded up a magazine, popped it in. The magazine is a bit funny. If you try and put the back in first, with the front angle down, it won't go. It's almost like, you have to put it in flush, or like an AK mag, rock it in, or a FAL L1A1 mag, sort of rock it in. Yeah, that's a bit different, I think, compared to the 455. Now, so anyway, I've put 5 rounds of this Winchester H, the old batch that I had, Winchester HV in. Anyway, I go, ain't going in. I'm like, what the hell? So I get rid of that round, try another round, won't go in, won't go in, won't go in. I take the mag out, I empty it all out, I put 1 round in, and have to give it a bit of a shove with the thumb, then it goes in. And I'm thinking, oh no, I bought a Friday gun, I bought a dud. But then I'm thinking, hang on a minute, this is the 4th CZ that I've ever owned, and not one of them have I had any problems with, because the CZ's quality control typically is right up there. I'm thinking, something is wrong. Let me have a look at this ammunition. Well, this old batch of, I haven't got my magnifying glasses here. This old batch of Winchester High Velocity, none of the necks are crimped. I'm looking at all the ones that I got left, and all the ones that I shot. None of the necks are crimped, and they are split. Like, I'm talking, I had a look at them at the range, right? They are all, every one of them is, the necks are split and not crimped. I don't know what the story is there. Like, every one of them. Is that one split? No. That one is, it looks like they've pushed the projectile too far in. But, so, is that one split? That one isn't split, but they're not crimped. Now, I had a look at all the rest of the ammo, and that one really needs crimping, and it's not crimped. And is it split? You can see this, no, that one's not split. But like, that one, just running my fingernail on it to catch the split. That one's not split, but it's not crimped. They're not crimped. And because the throat is almost at the ogive, or at the start of the ogive, the throat is actually, has a step effect. And so that's what was happening. So I went, so this new box of Winchester HV, Varmint HV that I bought, these rounds, guess what? They are crimped. You can see the crimp, right? You can see the crimp. So, you know, I've always bagged Olin, who make Winchester ammo, and here's another reason. Ooh, that one. Here's another reason. But this batch, at least all the ones that I can see, are crimped, and they weren't too bad. So straight up I had that problem, and I thought it was the rifle, but I was wrong. It was Winchester ammunition. So anyway, I sort of, pardon me, just having a drink. I got the scope sighted in at 25 metres, and then I started shooting. So I don't even know if I would really want to measure these. These were the first groups that I sort of shot. Well, they were the first groups that I shot. So I tried the different ammo, just straight up. I didn't clean the barrel in between ammos or anything like that. I don't believe in that. No, I really don't. So the first, and this was the uncrimped crap ammo actually. I think I'm pretty sure. So this group, this is at 100 meters. This group was 1.7. Winchester, another Winchester group. So I had a massive flyer, and then the other four rounds were just bee's dick over an inch. Then I shot Federal Premium V-Shock, which is 17 grain V-Maxes, and that group is 1.1, not bad. And then I did a group of Hornady 17 HMR 17 grain V-Maxes, and that group is actually a little bit bigger. That group is about 1.2. Yeah, and I thought, yeah, all right. Well, those are the first group, so you know, I was hoping, but I wasn't expecting it. Then I shot. I shot my CCI there. No. I shot a group of the CCI, and and that is. So this is 5 shots. So I've got 4 shots that are. I've got 4 shots of the CCI that are. And this is an old batch of CCI that I had from when I had the 455. That's 0.28 of an inch and 1 flyer. So I thought, yeah, all right. Then I shot the Hornady. So I had 3 rounds in, again, a 0.22 of an inch, and then 2 flyers that threw it out to that 1.2. So clearly I've got to divide the ammo by weight into lots, because there's a fair bit of variation there, obviously. So I'm going to, let's see. So then I shot Federal, and that's under an inch. Okay. So that's about 0.93. The Federal. Then this other Federal group, 1.3. And I thought, you know, that CCI is, yeah, a blowout. You know, quite literally the 0.22 of an inch and 1 flyer. So that's 4 rounds in 0.22 of an inch at 100 meters. Then I shot this, and wow. I think as I got the barrel, strange enough, as the barrel heated up, it got better. So it seems, and it got fouled up more. So I had another go at the Hornady, and I had to do a double take on this one. So that is 5 rounds. That is 5 rounds. Let's see. That is 5 rounds. That is half an inch. 0.54. 0.54 of an inch at 100 meters with the Hornady. What's it called? The Hornady, just 17 HMR, 17 grain VMAX. Then I had to go with the Federal, and that was like a string, a sideways sort of a smiley face string of 4 of them went to 0.9, and one with 1 flyer that took it out to just almost 1.1. Still 100 meters. Yeah. Then I had another go at the Winchester, and that's 0.923. Then I had another go at the CCI, and 1.2 without that flyer, it would be it would be 0.6. It would be 0.65. So the most promising is the Hornady and the CCI. Like that Hornady, that's half an inch, the Hornady one. There was a little bit of wind here and there, it sort of came and went. I'm not taking that into account at all. But that CCI there, that's 4 rounds. That is 4 rounds at you know, like 0.3 of an inch. It's hard to determine exactly where the centre of the hole is because it's such a small projectile. But that is 4 rounds at 0.3 of an inch at 100 metres with one flyer. So I've got to see if I can get more of that CCI. So I'll definitely be focusing on the CCI and the Hornady. The Federal wasn't too bad, but the Federal was spread out. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll put the trigger spring in to the trigger, do the trigger job on it. I shall, because the barrel isn't perfectly straight in the mag well, it's canted to one side in the barrel channel, so see what I can do about that. The other thing that I'll do to it is, what am I going to do to it, is put the delta, the 30 power delta on it, and yeah, do a proper job of seeing what I'm shooting at. Not that there's anything wrong with the Walters. The Walters does a great job, but yeah, it's not even close to the delta. So next time you'll see me, what I'll do is I'll put the spring in. I'll have the spring in. I'll have the delta on there. I'll go to the range, and then I'll do a proper comparison of the 457. I think it's called the American. Of the 457 compared to the 455, the two different designs, and whether the mag wells and everything are interchangeable. I'm assuming that they are. If the magazines are interchangeable, and they are, then the mag wells have to be interchangeable. If that's the case, I'll take the alloy mag well out of the 455 and put it in this, because I don't like plastic. So yeah, the serious accuracy potential, you know, whereas yeah, that CCI. Oh, actually, no, sorry, I screwed up. That is that's 3 rounds at 0.3 of an inch, and then 2 flyers. So yeah, the same here. 3 rounds at 0.2 of an inch or whatever with the Hornady, and 2 flyers. So there's obviously an inconsistency with the actual ammunition, because there's no way that that wasn't me. At least I don't think it was me. So what I intend to do is, if I can get a lot more of the Hornady, I will. If I can get a lot more of the CCI, I will, or I'll get a lot more of both, and weigh all the rounds and divide them into lots. So to eliminate the really light ones and the really heavy ones, because obviously there's something wrong. There's something different there, which is what my understanding is what rimfire target shooters do. It's all they can do. You can't do anything about the ammo, and you can't get. Well, I don't know if you can get 17 HMR target ammo. Not that I'm aware of. It's a hunting round. So I hope I haven't prattled on too long, but I was really keen to get this rifle because it's a proper size. The stock is a proper size stock. The barrel is 24 inches, not a stubby little 20-inch thing. And hopefully, yeah, fingers crossed, hopefully, this is only going to get more and more accurate. I don't know if I mentioned, but the muzzle it has got an 11-degree target crown with a threaded muzzle, and the thread protector is actually steel. It's not a piece of plastic shit like with who is it, Tika? Yeah, the ejector is not a paper clip, like the Tikka. I mean, you know what? I've owned a Tikka, and yeah, it was a fantastically smooth bolt. But you know what? It didn't do anything that any of my other bolt actions, in particular my Howers, could do. All right. It was nothing special. And that's what most Tikka owners rave about is, oh, this bolt is so smooth you can't get it. You know what? You can smooth up a bolt pretty quick without spending an extra $500. Right, this bolt, by the way, it's really smooth, I have to say. You operate it so quickly, you know. It is not the tolerances aren't too bad. It's not a sloppy bolt. It's really smooth straight out of the box. So you've got to give it to CZ. The trigger is, oh no, you fire, rimfire trigger, you'll destroy it. Don't worry about what they say. Let it bullshit. So you just got to remember that when you're putting the magazine in, either put it in flush or front first, like an SLR or an AK mag, rocket it in. Alright, so that's because I was having difficulty. For some reason I was trying to put the back in first, and like, that's not going in. If you put it in front first, it'll go straight in. If you put it in flush, it goes straight in. But don't try and, if you have the back tilted up first, not going to go in. It's going to get stuck. You'll have to pull it out, shove it back in. It's a beautiful rifle, like it really is. The wood on it is superb. The checkering is superb. It's not a cheap rifle. Like, we're talking $1,200, and a lot of people would say, whoa, you know, I'm not prepared to, but when you actually see the thing, you can see the quality of it, like the butt pad fitting, the checkering, everything, the wood, everything is just very, very nice. You compare this to one of the cheaper guns, you know, actually when I walked into the gun store, they'll have something on display on the bench in one of these, actually, the Tipton, whatever it is, and gun voice, and it was a Marlin, whatever, the Marlin B17 or whatever it is, and it looked like a piece of junk. It looked like something. It looked like a Norinco. I actually when I walked in, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking that looks like a Norinco. It wasn't. It was a Marlin, so that looked like a piece of garbage. And I know there's guys out there who are going to say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Marlins are fantastic. I've had one for years. It shoots the eyes out of a gnat at 1,000,000 meters. Oh, look. If a gun looks like a piece of shit, it probably is. And yeah, that Marlin looked like a piece of shit. It looked like straight out of a sweatshop in China. Like, seriously. So anyway. Sorry, and I love Marlin. I love Marlins, just not your rimfires. Yeah, fantastic rifle. Again, one of the main reasons why I bought it is the 24-inch barrel. That's really, really nice. Yeah. And it's a CZ. And I was really keen. The changes that they've made, like with a proper bolt release, not using the sear like most other rimfire, the safety going forward, cock it, safety going forward, so that's safety on, safety off. It's quite stiff. Oh, look out! Look out! Hold on to your mouse pad. Hold on to your keyboards. Hold on to your mouse. I just shot it again. Dry fired it. Oh no! Catastrophe. Anyway, you would have to do that like a lot to do damage to the rifle. Like seriously, you would have to do that a lot, not a few times, you know. So my advice is, if you're thinking about getting one, buy it. The next video you'll see I will have put in the trigger spring and adjusted the trigger to a reasonable weight for its intended use. And I'll have the delta on there, and then I'll take to the range and go through the whole accuracy testing process again. And so until then, see ya.